I'm Boston 2%, author of Fire and Ice, the Meth Bible, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Boston 2%.
It's a seductive dance. It's definitely, they don't call it the devil's drug by mistake, Bill. I don't know if you've ever done it, but I'm sure some of your listeners can absolutely relate to what I'm talking about.
So I've done it like where you drink it in a bottle of water.
Yeah.
You know, just I did a couple lines here and there, but I never got like fully into it.
Well, you know, very quickly it turns into this. You know, that's the cover of the book right there. And, you know, I'm driving the taxi and I got this drug problem. And very quickly I'm meeting this ragtag group of characters, pimps, prostitutes, drug dealers, check cashers, money counterfeiters. And I start to figure out really quickly that the cab was a perfect place to start to draw in a way to make the money to support my drug habit, if you know what I mean. Yeah. People will pay you in ice off the meter, you know what I mean? Like, and all you got to do is make up the cash that you would owe half the cash for the cab company by the end of the night. It's a hustle, right? So quickly the cab becomes a rolling felony, right? And you're traveling around, you're ferrying the lost souls of the city around. Now in that city, the cab companies are very politically connected, okay? So like there's like cops, first responders, and then cabbies for some reason, which is crazy to me, but that's just the way it is. If you have to get like a city cab driver's license, the whole 9 yards, right? You weren't allowed to go to certain houses. They're called places of ill repute, which I wanted to find out which ones those were right away, right? But they warned you. They're like, you can't go. There's a book in that city where you can't go to these certain addresses to pick people up or drop off because they're known for illegal activity, right? So I'm driving the taxi now. It's like a full-on life of crime. It's all night long, all day long, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. The underbelly. We're rolling through the neon slime of the city. And it's like, it was safe passage. People going to re-up and get a big package, whatever it was, right? The cops aren't going to mess with you when you're in the taxi. So I started to like make a name for myself. Now I'm going to say this. I know your audience, okay? I was never a gangster. I was never a tough guy. I was there on a suicide mission, so we don't get flagged, to unalive myself. It was a 2.5 year long mission to unalive myself, but nobody ever told me that meth doesn't really kill you. It just drives you insane, right? And it'll take every fiber of your being. And, you know, it's like you got the trap house girlfriend moving in all of a sudden. Now you got 2 drug habits to support, right? And the stories are just wildly crazy. I mean, we all know what the life of crime entails, you know, trap houses. You know, we're cruising around to strip clubs, bar rooms. I was a strip club manager before this too, so I like kind of knew people in that world too. So it was like,
anyone ever try to rob you in the taxi?
I honestly did not. And you know what? Like, we never carried that much cash. I was always struggling for cash. I was getting paid in ice, you know, for the most part, ice and credit cards and stuff. You know, like I didn't carry that much cash on me. And the cash that I did have, I'd immediately go score. I'm a stone to the bone junkie at this point. Okay. Yeah. I mean, people ask me if I was dealing drugs. I tried it one time. I think I did all the product in like 2.5 hours. I was the worst drug dealer.
All the money. Yeah.
Right. And, you know, like, so I get, and this is in the book too. I end up linking up with this one lady. She was like one of the most feared female drug dealers in the city. And I ended up being, she told me I was going to be her exclusive driver. I had a brand new ride, this little geeky Mitsubishi Mirage, right? But it was brand new. It was so nerdy that the cops wouldn't even, they wouldn't mess with you, right? Plus, I'm a white guy, right? So that's That's very lucrative as far as like keeping your cover. Like, I mean, racism is alive and well in the United States, and cops tend not to give white people, as much of a hassle, right? So
Yeah.
I was working with a lot of Mexican people at the time. So that I was charging more than anybody else, but I had a valid driver's license. I had a Corpus Christi cab driver's license, which if you showed both during a traffic stop, that's, goes a long way, and I was white. So I charged premium prices. They thought I was a diva, but I said, hey, I'm not a tweaker at a stolen car. I'm going to get you from point A to point B safely, right? So, down the road to hell we go. And Bill, I'm telling you, the road is covered in ice. I mean, now I'm up crystal meth, which if anybody's ever done that before, it's like you're being cradled in the arms of Satan the first time you do it. The menthol explosion that barrels out of your throat. And it's just like this blanket of warmth that goes from your head all the way to your toes. You're just writhing in sexual energy and pleasure. It's just the most wild experience. Pure evil at its purest form.
Yeah, but so if you do too much, there's no way to control it either, right? Like, so once it's in you, there's no way to like calm that down, is there? People mix substances to like come down from it. But, I was always to the point I was trying to unalive myself, and I'm a speed demon, man, when I get going. So, I'd be staying up 5, 7, 10 days on a stretch. Now I'm driving a city taxi like that. I'm jumping out of the taxi at the stand at 7 a.m. And I'm going to my house. I parked my car there. Now I'm jumping in the Mirage and I'm driving the dope dealers around the city during the day. I'm staying up 24/7. This endless chase, shooting up right there in the car. And it's like, it is a different beast. I've done every single drug and my platform, like 2%, right? Only 2% of people get and stay clean off the devil's drug. And there's a reason for that for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a low stat. There's a lot of us out here doing it, but it's a really supernatural drug. And when I wrote the Bible, the reason why it's being read in 10 countries, the reason why thousands of people have decided to purchase that book is because it's one of the only books on earth that talks about the supernatural side, the demonic side of the underworld, the drug itself, and the experiences people have on it. It's like you're dancing with something so close to Satan. Like literally, the history of is wild. I don't know if you know this, but it was invented by the Japanese and it was really put into high gear and refined by the Germans in the 30s and 40s, if you know who I'm talking about. Wartime and all that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And there was a drug called Pervitin. It's in this book right here. I actually got it right here. It's a book called Blitzed by Norman Ohler. Tells the whole story. All the troops were on it. Then they're giving it to like the doctor, the mother, the homemaker, the normal butcher down the street. The whole country is on. And then they all participate in the greatest atrocities that this planet has ever seen. Wherever the devil's drug and meth show up, the devil is right in the middle of it. If you look at history, it's all the way through. And now we're giving it to our kids in schools for ADHD. Isn't that funny?
Yeah,
as the decline of Western civilization as we know it's happening. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's pharmaceutical grade given to, many children. And a study showed that 1 in 4 kids in the public school system today are abusing those type of drugs from other students. So chances are, mom and dad, look for the signs that your kid's getting, because it's happening.
Yeah, so they'll go to school, their friends will be on it legally, and they'll be like, hey, let me get one of those, right?
Right. And the kids who need them don't like to take them because it has the opposite effect and it makes them zombies. So they give them away, they sell them, whatever, right? So they're very accessible. That was my experience. Kids would hand me satchels
full of 20 milligram Ritalins. You'd suck the time release coating off and crush them and snort them up your nose in the middle of art class. That was Reading Memorial High School anyway. And I wasn't the only one doing it, like everything is getting really crazy. Okay. The crime is just crazy. I mean, dangerous situations. We know, guns to the face, wrong place at the wrong time.
And when you talk about something like that, can you walk me through a situation?
Well, all right. So I call this the Trinity of death. But this is like real life tales, right? Like, so my girlfriend's at the house. I pick up a pregnant drug dealer, right? She's a female. She's pregnant. This is a different one. She's this white girl. She looked like a trailer park Barbie doll, but she was like 9 months pregnant. I pick her up, right? And she asked me, it was like 3:00 in the morning. Now, there's a part of Corpus Christi called North Beach, and this one guy ran the whole thing, and I would always text him. I'd be like, I'm in the taxi, I'm coming over, whatever. And I'd let him know I'm coming there. That night, I just didn't. For whatever reason, I was like, it's quick in and out. I'm dropping this chick at a hotel. I'm in my personal car. I'm going to go over there, and I'm just going to drop her off. So I see the dude's wife in the parking lot. And I'm going up the stairs. I'm carrying the luggage for the girl because she's like 9 months pregnant. I'm like, all right. She'll break me off something. I leave, right? Yeah. So I walk by this girl who's walking by. I'm like, hey, how's so-and-so? It's her husband, right? She just mumbles something. She walks by me. I'm like, oh, whatever. People act strange when they're on drugs. So we go up the stairs. It's one of those exterior staircases at like a Holiday Inn right on the beach, right? Like, so you go up and you go up the staircase or whatever, but it's all outside. So as I'm coming up I go up the stairs and I smoked with the girl, right? I smoked a bowl and I got my stuff and I was leaving. As I'm coming down the stairs, he's coming up, the drug dealer. Okay. This is, I believe it was October of 2017. So like the end of 2017, middle of the night, summer, fog all over the place. I'm coming down the stairs and I see him and he goes into his pocket, pulls out a loaded .357 Magnum and he cocked that thing and he put it right in my eye socket.